and Patty McCormick return to the New York stage in Just Another Day, a new play written by Dan Loria himself, through June 30th only. Tickets at justanotherday.theater.
It's 8:49 and you're listening to Morning Edition on WNYC. WNYC runs without a paywall. No paywall, free to all. We rely on listener support. That means your support to bring you the programs, the stories, the conversations you come to rely on. We're asking you this morning to support that. Support WNYC right now by going to WNYC.org. There's a donate button there at the top of the page, or call 888-376-WNYC. That's 888-376-9692. I'm Michael Hill, and with us today is Matt Katz. He reports public safety issues for WNYC Gothamist.
Again, Michael, we're getting a lot of messages from listeners who are calling in to become sustaining members. John in Morristown, New Jersey wrote, "I've listened to the station since I arrived in this country from Ireland 40 years ago. It has been a beacon of light in an increasingly dark media environment." Thank you so much, John. There are a lot of immigrants to New York who learn about civic life and learn about America and learn about this region by just listening to WNYC every day. And if you're one of those people who came recently or long ago, please consider being one of the 10,000 listeners we're asking to support WNYC this pledge drive. We have no paywall. We don't make you subscribe to anything. We are free to listen to, and we rely on the honor system. Everything you get from us comes your way because listeners gave to us voluntarily, and we're hoping 10,000 of you make that decision to give voluntarily today. The number to give, 888-376-9692. You could also go to WNYC.org, and if you've already given, thank you very, very much.
That's WNYC.org. Donate button right there at the top of the page. Give freely and voluntarily and give generously, we're asking. You can also call 888-376-9692. Operators are standing by. 888-376-WNYC. We have a great way to show your support of public radio. The WNYC umbrella for a donation of $8 a month. Well, thank you with our umbrella. It's lightweight. It's sturdy with an auto open close button, light blue with the WNYC logo in red. Get yours now for $8 a month. Price goes up to $12 after 7 o'clock tonight. So call now to support WNYC and all the programs you love and rely on. 888-376-9692.
Yeah, and as you know, Michael, because we've been talking about it all morning, if you make a donation of $8 a month, you get this cool umbrella, WNYC umbrella. It is lightweight. It's got the auto open close button, and it is yours if you make a donation of $8 a month. That means you're a sustaining member, and that 7 p.m. tonight, that cost goes up to $12 a month. So now is the time to call. We can't get you the umbrella in time for the rain today, but we can get it to you very soon. So give us a call now. Make sure you get that umbrella for the next rainstorm. 888-376-9692 or pledge online at WNYC.org.
Inflation even affects stock market indicators.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Think or Swim. More at schwab.com.
I'm David Brancaccio. A surge in stock buying yesterday pushed the Dow, S&P, and the NASDAQ to record highs yesterday. This after an inflation report that showed improvement. The S&P gained 1.2%. The NASDAQ went up 1.4%. Marketplace's Henry Epp has details.
A slightly cooler inflation report made traders optimistic again that an interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve might be on the way, helping send stocks to record highs. Wall Street's thinking goes, lower interest rates means cheaper borrowing costs, means more potential for companies to grow. After a strong start to the year for stocks, hopes that the Fed would start cutting rates faded over the past few months as inflation data and other broad measures of the U.S. economy consistently came in hotter than expected. That made it more likely that policymakers would hold rates higher for longer to try to tamp down economic activity in order to slow down rising prices. Wall Street didn't love that. But now traders think a rate cut could be back on the table in the fall. Besides the latest inflation numbers, they've been encouraged by other signs of cooling. Retail sales were flat in April, and hiring growth slowed down too. I'm Henry App for Marketplace.
This morning, S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ futures are all up slightly, less than 0.1%. There's new data on what it's costing the economy when so many people don't have access to mental health care. The cost for the U.S. is $477 billion this year, according to a report from Deloitte and the Meharry School of Global Health. And that number could rise to a staggering $1.3 trillion a year by 2040. Marketplace's Samantha Fields has that.
People of color, women, and low-income people face the biggest inequities when it comes to mental health and accessing mental health care, and that can affect their physical health.
Those with mental health conditions have a more difficult time managing chronic conditions.
Dr. Jay Bott is with the Deloitte Center for Health Solutions and Health Equity Institute.
That can spiral out of control if the mental health condition isn't treated.
And when conditions spiral out of control, people often end up sicker, and their health care costs more. Daryl Gaskin at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health says that excess medical care is just one part of the economic cost of mental health inequities.
But also illness and sickness hinders their ability to work.
So lost productivity in the labor market is another cost.
And then the last part is premature death, and death is expensive.
Add up those three things and you get that $477 billion. The biggest factors determining someone's health outcomes have to do with where they live. Thomas Leviste at the Tulane School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine says investing in things like housing, education, food, and medical care makes a big difference.
Whenever we talk about addressing inequities in health, the response is always, well, that costs money.
But he says doing nothing costs a lot too. I'm Samantha Fields for Marketplace.
Student loan holders, you have a few extra weeks now to consolidate eligible commercial student loans into a federal program. The Department of Education just extended the deadline. It's now through June 30th. You look up Federal Family Education Loan Program for details. This is a step that's required for those eligible to get older student loan debt canceled.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com. And by C3 Generative AI. Verified, traceable answers, secure, hallucination-free, LLM-agnostic, IP liability-free. Learn more at c3.ai.
This week...